Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Leonard here in the ABC radio studios with some fellow could-have-been champions, but a bloke who is certainly making his name in VFA football is dynamic Coburg rover Billy Kaakour. Billy, thanks for joining us today. Being a slight bloke, as you are, probably, what would you weigh, 9.5 stone?
Yeah, about 9.5.
And being Lebanese, obviously not a traditional Australian rules breeding ground, how did you come to take up the game?
Well, I got like Kenny Ingram plays with Coburg with me, and when I was about 14 years old, he told me to come in and have a kick with him there. We played junior football, and from there on, we got asked to go to Coburg together, and since then just taken up and playing there.
And which junior club did you play for?
I played Buffield.
All right. And any awards out there?
Oh, just a couple.
Oh, no, you're two very immodest fellows there. Tell us about them. Up at Upfield. Best and fairest?
Second best and fairest one year, and best and fairest year after. Then that's when we then got to Coburg.
And what year did you come down to Coburg?
84.
And was Phil in charge then?
Yeah, he was, yeah. I was playing in the thirds for about 2 years, and started playing in senior football in 86.
All right.
When he plays up at training, you know, the boys grab a hold of him. He's so little, they stick him in the big locker and close the door, and he squeals out in Lebanese to get out. No one can understand him. He sits there for half an hour.
Actually, though, Bill, with just obviously relying on your pace a lot, because of your size, Billy, did you find that the bigger guys tried to wipe you out early?
Well, with my pace, I think it helps me a lot because I'm so little, like you say, and
you've got one or two big blokes to protect you out there. You got the weed, you got Phil off the ground.
Yeah, I look after him off the ground, and Ken Ingram looks after you. The bear's pretty handy with his fists, isn't he?
I play close to Ken Ingram and centre forward. I play up the half-forward flank next to him. He's pretty protective.
Bill, has Phil Cleary passed on any of his skills to you as coach?
Oh, the left foot, yeah.
His left foot, he certainly couldn't kick with his left foot.
He was trying to teach me to kick on the left foot.
I showed him how to bounce them through in the goal square.
Big torpedoes, yeah.
Bill, you being in a successful side must make it easy, playing with some good players around you.
Yeah, it is. Well, the club's been good and a lot of good players been there. Not big name players, but players just sort of worked their way up from the thirds, like Vinny Torino, Kenny Ingram, myself, Paul Albin, all a lot of good players around.
So they've obviously got a good thirds coach down there as well.
Had a good thirds coach. He's left now.
He doesn't want Phil's job.
Yeah. Billy, you seem to be a much more regular fixture at Coburg after the last year and a half. Any reason you put that down to? Just picking up the game more or getting used to the first division pace? Yeah,
exactly. Like experience, really. Like more confidence. The more you play, the better you get and the more confident you get. And Phil was giving more of a chance, and the more chance I get, the better I'm getting.
Is that to say Phil didn't give you a chance in the early days?
Well, maybe because of the size. Like in 87.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought because of the size, and he had rovers down there, and then when I got my opportunity, now he's giving me a bit more of a chance.
He's grown up, you see, Tone. In the old days, when he was wondering about getting a game, he always asked the chairman of selectors, but now he comes straight to me and says, am I in the side? Because he feels a bit more cocky.
How many games have you played now, Bill?
38.
And last year's grand final?
Yeah.
So you'll be looking to make it back-to-back then?
For sure, yeah.
What was the feeling like? Did you play in any grand finals or grand final winning sides?
No, it was my first grand final last year.
And not a bad effort first up. In the grand final last year, last quarter, did you think there was any stage that Williamstown might be able to snatch the game?
Yeah, we got a bit touchy at the end, but I thought we were going to hold off.
And of course, Phil was modest in victory.
Happy as ever.
Yeah, fair enough.
Bill, do you think this the 89 side is better than last year's?
Oh, maybe there's a bit more youth in there. Like this year, we got a bloke by the name Andrew Bassett, come from Carlton. He's sort of fitting in the side well, and I think maybe just a little bit better, yeah.
So you really deserve to be Premier favourites then?
At the moment, I think, yeah. Back to back, looking good.
Of course, now next week you play Box Hill. Had a very, very tough tussle with them first time around. Oh, they're obviously a better side than last year.
Yeah, much better side. They've got a few big names, like I said, Grant Laurie and Michael Reeves have come down there, but I think on a dry day we'll beat them easy, I think, next week anyway.
Terrific. Now, Bill, of course, you've got a lot of Lebanese mates.
Heaps of them.
Yeah, what would you, in Lebanese, what would you say to them about getting out to Box Hill next week? So get out there, did you?
Andy Bilal Mafarik, Coburg, A-Level, Port Melbourne, Bukra, Sunshine, Skinner Reserve, Saatin 10. Shukram Lekon.
Yeah, it's a bit like the old World Championship Wrestling days, isn't it?
Do you want me to translate that, Tone?
Yeah, actually, what is it, Phil?
Come to Coburg on Sunday tomorrow. No, come to Skinner Reserve tomorrow.
It is a Skinner Reserve tomorrow, and of course the big game next week against Box Hill.